Hey, what's up? This is Craig David for OZAP. The record company had said they'd like to have done a greatest hits 2 years ago, and I just didn't feel like I was ready for it. I mean, I think that when you put a greatest hits album out, it needs to be full of hits. It needs to say what it is on the title. And I just felt at that time I wasn't really in a place where maybe some would have said I had enough hits, but in my eyes I felt like I didn't. Do you know what? I feel very blessed that I've been able to have a career that's sustained, I don't know, 9, 10 years, and to know that I've seen so many artists come and go who are destined to be the biggest and best thing ever, and to be able to maintain through. It's been like a roller coaster ride. I mean, there's been some incredible highs, there's been lows, it's been like a real journey, but it's like that's what an artist's career is about. So to get to a greatest hits, to actually put a greatest hits package together which is full of hits, and to be in a current career and getting ready for album number 5, I'm very happy that I can be in that position. One of the ideas I had was like, how could I just slightly revamp a hit that people know so well and make it a little bit more personalised for that country? So there's a few names that were mentioned to me, and I went and I listened to their CD, and some of them were cool, some of them weren't quite right, but Lynch just seemed like she had this cool kind of low-key persona about her. It was like she was selling records, but it wasn't like she was going crazy, and it wasn't like I went to the obvious person to kind of try and, well, obviously they're selling loads of hits, so I need to kind of go with them. Just Lynch just seemed like she was the right person and could sing. So we ended up Walking Away was the song we chose. It's like a rocket that's kind of like, it will come up and then sometimes it kind of hovers down, but it's always lit. It's always kind of, it's not going anywhere, do you know what I mean? And I think, for me, that's the course of spelling out a long-term career. You can't always be like on an incline, do you know what I mean? And I think people expect you to always better your last album, better. I came out of the blocks with a 7 million selling album. If I could have broken that up over my career, I could have gone maybe 500,000 on my first, maybe a little 1 million on my next, 1.5, 2. I could still be going, we haven't got 7 million. So, I mean, it's a funny one that I've been able to jump in it and to be at 13 million records, which is all good, and I can be here all day saying to you, 13 million records, how cool am I? But it doesn't really mean anything until you want to sit back and retire and look back at your info on your career. Right now, it's all about my last song. I'm only as good as my last record. People recognise me for what I did last, so I need to make sure that that is the best I've ever done. So, a lot of pressure for album 5, but up for it. I think I've become a little bit more, obviously a bit more mature, a little bit more wiser about what I'm doing. I'm as passionate and as creative as I was ever back in the day. I think even more so now, because I think you're constantly trying to reinvent yourself. Whereas when I first started off, you could do and say anything because no one knew who I was. As soon as you start to paint a picture, people start to become familiar with a certain way, and they're like, don't really want you to do anything too crazy that's different. But at the same time, the only way to have a long-term career is to keep on reinventing yourself. You can't keep giving something the same thing. When it comes to like things that are to do with me personally, I can really take it on the chin. I can take the punch and I can take it coming from all different angles. When it's stuff with my music, that's when I get more frustrated, because it's your art. It's like having a child and someone saying something about your children as opposed to you. It affects you more than yourself, because I can take all the positive criticism or just criticism. The kind of shaving the hair and kind of doing some weights and stuff, for me was just like, I was longing to be able to focus in and work hard in the gym, because I was quite overweight as a kid growing up, so I felt like if I had the opportunity to be focused and work with a trainer who happened to be this ex-professional boxer who's a close friend of mine, put me through my paces, made me work out like a nutter. And you end up, if you work hard and you eat correctly, you will put on size, and the cut in the hair, you know what, for most people, if they go to the hairdressers or the barbers, they cut their hair and it's like, get on with their life. if you're in the media and you're you're seen in that light, when you cut your hair off, it's like, obviously he must have done it for some reason, or what's the statement he's trying to say, and to try to live the life, do you know what I mean? But as long as people enjoy the music, that's all that matters to me. Album number 5 is hopefully going to come early next year. I've been working on the album at the moment. I was out in Philadelphia working with a guy called Jim Beans, who's the new hotly tipped producer within the Timbaland Productions camp. And with the first single with him is a song called Insomnia. It's actually on the greatest hits. And that song I've been working which came out of the blue really. I mean, we just said, look, I want to go to America and work with you, but I don't want to come back with an American sounding album. Because Chris Brown, Mario, Neo, Usher, Justin Timberlake, all these guys can do that because they're from America. I'm not. I'm from the UK, I'm a European artist. Let me make sure that it's got that European feel. So we went for a very kind of four-to-the-floor kind of house track, which has always been something that in the clubs in Europe has just been what it's always been about. And I just put my little scatty kind of vocal over the top, kind of fill me in type vibe, and you know what, we created Insomnia. So the next album has to be hot. That's all I know. I can't be messing about. I can't give you some substandard album. It has to be on par with the greatest hits, if not better.